Hey up guys, Sam from Mx5 Modified here. Today we're going to be starting a new series. We're not too sure what we're calling it yet. It's either something like Monthly MX5 or Modified MX5, where essentially we are going to be having a look at your guys' MX5s, doing a walk around, seeing what modifications we've done, and then we'll be going for a drive and having a chat about it. So we thought we'd kick it off with my car today. This is my Mk3 MX5. Started basically stock and now it's gone a bit more, I won't say extreme, but it's definitely changed. The main thing I started with was, I thought, you know what, I like the Galaxy Grey, but I wanted to add a bit of colour to it, so I started with the elderberry purple wrap. That was kind of like the main feature that I wanted. I saw a Fiesta ST which had the elderberry purple wrap and I knew that's the colour that I wanted to go. So I did that, but then the Galaxy Grey was too dark against the purple, so went with Nardo Grey. So it pops a bit more. So me and my brother Jack behind the camera, we wrapped it both together, and that kind of started like the main bulk of the car. That changed the look of it the most. One thing that we did a bit later on with the wrap, I put stickers underneath the quarter panel and then we wrapped over it, so it's almost like a bit of a feature panel. Rather than putting stickers over the top, it kind of, it's not in your face, but when you get up nearer, that's something that you spot. And then one of the other major mods that I did was the Work Emotion Ultimate Kiwami wheels. Me and Jack both bought Work Emotion wheels at the same time, because if one of us wanted to get one, we couldn't let the other one go without. So I got these in GT Silver, the 17x8 ET47, and I've got 5mm spacers on the rear but no spacers on the front, and to fill out the basically the gap that the stock wheels had, so they stick out about right. They could maybe stick out maybe 5mm more, but they might start catching. So on them I've got 235 40/17 tyres. Currently got semi-slicks on, so it is a bit sketchy in the wet weather, but when it's on track and they've got some heat in them, they're really good. And then I went with a spoiler off a Chevrolet Cobalt SS. I saw this on a Mark 1 MX5 and I knew straight away it was one that I wanted to fit. And honestly, it's the question that I get asked the most is, what spoiler is it off? Because I want to buy one. So it is off a Cobalt SS. It did take a bit of fiddling to get it fit. You have to cut underneath the boot to bolt it upwards, but I think it's probably one of the main features of my car which makes it stand out the most. After that I did the rear diffuser, which I think just it needs from standard. So I got the rear diffuser from Fast Car Racing. I think websites like Boffy Racing do it now as well, a similar one. And then on the back box, I originally had a Goodwin Racing Roadster Sport 2 back box with 3.5-inch tips, but currently I've got Jack's Power Flow back box, which is a bit smaller with 4-inch tips. And I saw on another car, which was quite a crazy NC, they had the Uno's Mazda badge on, so I tried that on the rear, and again I think it looks really good. Something that just makes it look a bit more different than a standard NC. Possibly one of my favourite mods I've done on the car, which is what I wanted to do from when I got it, was the Mazda Speed front bumper. As soon as I saw one, I thought that's the bumper that I want, and one came up on eBay for a bit cheaper, so I thought I've got to do it. So I went in, I got it, and it had the carbon fibre extras on it, the fog surrounds and the front splitter as well. Again, I think that coupled with the square plate as well, it just makes it look really good. It's almost like an OEM plus, so it's not a crazy one like Jack's MX5, but you can definitely tell it's not standard, and it's got a bit more aggression to it compared to a standard NC one. Just to make it a bit more aggressive at the front as well, I've tinted the front headlights, because with it being a bright colour in Nardo Grey, you want them to have a difference between the headlights and the body colour to stand out. So I've tinted them in light smoke, which is 30%. From my understanding, you can go up to medium smoke, which is 50%, but anything above that is technically illegal. But so I'm keeping my car legal at this point. And then coming to the back, we've done the same with the rear. We've got the 30% light smoke on the tail lights. With this one, I'm 50-50 on keeping them, just because I want to try brighten up the rear end a bit. But again, currently I've got it on, so we'll see what happens in the future with that one. So when I bought the car, it was a bit lower than standard. It had 30mm lowering springs on, which were really good for me. I liked the height difference compared to standard. But when I was taking it on track, I couldn't keep up with Jack when he had coilovers. So I opted in for some Tyne Flex Z coilovers, the ones which are height and dampening adjustable. So I bought them. I thought, while I can adjust for height, I'll put it a bit lower than the 30mm. So it's definitely lower than standard. I wouldn't advise it if you're going over speed bumps and you want to maintain the underside, but I thought it looked cool, so I lowered it down. I can adjust for dampening all I want as well. And I also painted my brake calipers in green to match. I've got a bit of a colour scheme: Nardo Grey, Elderberry Purple and green. So that kind of matches that, and it just stands out a tiny bit more. I also put the Mazda Speed logo underneath the fuel filler cap, kind of taking inspiration from the front quarter panel. I thought I just wanted to do something similar for the rear. So it was either the MM logo or the Mazda Speed, so I thought I'd switch it up a bit and go over Mazda Speed one on that one. Mods that came with the car, I did have the Goodwin Racing Road Sport 2 back box that came with it. Also the lip spoiler, which came with it. I was going to take that off when I put this bigger one on, but I put it on and I think it looks pretty good. And again, a mod that I didn't even know it had until Jack pointed it out was the rear and front mudguards. Again, I probably wouldn't have bought them if they didn't come with the car, but I think they look really good. And coupled with that, on the side, we've got the EZ lip, just to bring it out a tiny bit more. And in the near future, I might have one of them for the front as well, because with my old bumper, I had the EZ lip Pro, which was bigger. And since I got my Mazda Speed, I've not dared to drill into the underneath, but I think if I get an EZ lip, just a standard one, and put it around the front, I think it'll finish it off. And I almost forgot, the first ever mod I did was the private reg. S23, 23rd is my birthday, and then SGV are my initials. So that was, again, from the standard plate to this one, it just makes it your own car. And from then I knew, you know what, I'm gonna make it my own. So that's what the mods on the exterior have done. Now, under the bonnet, we have the bonnet struts, so I don't have to use this to hold the bonnet up anymore. Again, you can't really see it until you pop the bonnet up. And the main thing that you can see is the Ultra Racing Strut Brace. I saw this on a couple of cars, and as soon as I saw it, I thought that's the one I want. Thankfully, I was able to pick one up second hand, and yeah, it's pretty sturdy, and it definitely brightens up the engine bay. And I've also got a couple features. I've got the Mx5 modified fuse box and battery cover. We currently don't sell them anymore, but depending on demand, we can always get them back up and running. And here, inside there, we've got a K&N upgraded panel filter. Turns out it had one when I bought the car, but I didn't know. So when I bought a K&N panel filter and I came to swap it, and I pulled out the exact same panel filter, I did look a bit of a numpty. But yeah, K&N panel filter underneath there. That's going to be changing soon, which you will see when we do the next video of this on my car in the future. Right, in the interior, most of it is standard. The only mods I've done are, I've got the air vents, which are 3D printed in the same design as my wheels. I've only got one fitted currently, but when I take the whole dashboard out, we'll be getting the other three fit. On the dashboard as well, we've got the MM logo, the Mx5 modified dashboard speaker cover. Again, that's probably one of my favourite ones because it's one that I think looks OEM, but it is specific to Mx5 Modified. Fits really well, and I'm very proud of that one. Apart from that, I've got a Hot Wheels badge there. I've got the MM logo on the roof latch as well. I've also got the hoops are carbon fibre. Since I got the Mazda Speed front bumper, carbon fibre has kind of been on my mind, and yeah, got a tiny bit of a bug for carbon fibre now. So I got them. I think they look very good. I had green ones before, but I think these ones stand out quite a bit. And then finally, I have got the wind deflector insert, which I had them on both sides. One of them's currently off, but when you have the roof down, you can see it from the rear, and it says Mx5 Modified. I've put white wrap behind it, so that's what the text shows up as. We used to have these on for sale. Again, depending on demand, we will get them back up and running for the NC. But oh, of course, I missed out on this. So I have a NC1, so these bits here are silver, but I always liked them where they're on the newer ones. So these were a darker colour, so I got a steering wheel with these ones being like a really dark grey or a bit of a lighter black. So I got them on, and I'm tempted to get that colour for the dashboard as well, but at the moment I'm just keeping it gloss black for now. That has the sat-nav settings, but mine doesn't have that, so they don't work, but it just looks cool. So and then I've wrapped to them in Nardo grey as well, just to suit the outside and kind of match the colour scheme. But apart from that, that's the interior kind of finished off.
Now in Sam's car, so you can get a feel what it's like on the inside, and we can discuss all the future mods and all the other stuff that he's planning on doing.
Yeah.
And how it just sounds from the inside. And if there's anything different, because this will be when we go into other people's MX5s, there'll be a lot of different stuff. There'll be different gear shift, different steering wheels. The car will feel different.
Some will be hard top,
some will be soft top. Some will be able to have really stiff suspension. Some will have, yeah.
We might do some recordings with the roof down depending on the weather, but
we're not doing any of that today because it's raining a little bit.
Been raining all day. I would have taken the MX5 back to storage yesterday, but I wanted to keep it out for a bit longer, and then it's been chucking it down all day. But we're on the final drive now before she gets tucked away for the winter months, and then she'll be back out next year. But in the meantime, we can enjoy the roads up to where I store it.
So, to start off, the exhaust note, I had this set up for ages. Standard manifold, standard mid-pipe, and a power flow back box, custom back box. I loved it. I think it's great. I don't think it's too loud, not too quiet. You can tell you've got a bit of more of a throaty exhaust, but it's not stupid like when you have a manifold, because that is quite loud.
Yeah.
So I'd say for someone who's looking just for a bit more noise but not too much, it's quite a good setup. Keep the standard manifold, keep the mid-pipe, and go with like a different back box.
Yeah, I found if you change the back box without changing the rest of the system, it seems to give it more of a deeper grumble. If you change just the manifold, it doesn't go quite as deep. That's what I found. when we've tried Jack's car, which has the manifold with bigger back boxes. It's just as loud, but it's just not as rumbly. It's not as boomy.
Yeah, you do get quite a deep note. You do get a bit of drone as well. That's the only problem with these cars.
But it gives it character.
Yeah.
I usually run the Goodwin Racing Roadster Sport 2 back box, but since Jack wanted to try out a few different exhausts and he let me try his, I've just kept it on. I've kept Jack's Power Flow one on because it is basically just a louder version of the Goodwin Racing one that I had on. Plus it has the 4-inch tips rather than my 3.5, and the actual tips come out a bit further, which I kind of wanted because the diffuser that I got brought the bumper out a bit further. So basically I like Jack's back box and I wanted to keep it on. Sounds amazing.
Yeah, it does sound good. Ride for the ride, because Sam is running the Timeflex Z. Timeflex Z?
Yeah, they're fully adjustable coilovers, so I can adjust the height and the dampening settings on it, because I wasn't too sure if I got coilovers where you couldn't adjust the dampening. I was thinking that if I don't like how it feels, then you can't really adjust it, but with these I can. Plus I do track days as well, so I knew it would be a benefit with doing that, and I'm so glad I went with these ones. It says that you get 16-way dampening, but overall you get 28, so I don't know if it's like 16 one way, 12 another. Okay. But yeah, from the lowest setting to the highest it's 28 settings.
Well, yeah, we can have it here to what the exhaust sounds like. It's going to pull in second.
Yeah, from 40 up to red line.
That does sound good. I do like it, I really do.
Yeah, you might have heard some other clips from the outside either before or after this one, so you'll be able to hear it a bit better. Because you might hear a bit of rain because it is chucking it down. But yeah, so for me it's the perfect setup currently. The odd time when you're just casually driving and you want a bit of a chill drive, it's not bad, but my other car that I've got is quieter, so when I get in this it does feel quite a bit louder. And it does drone quite a bit, but when you're putting your foot down it doesn't matter. So for me it's the perfect sound. I'm going to get another pass in this bus.
Very nice, very nice. With the suspension, quite comfy to be fair. A lot comfier than mine, because I've got like my dampening quite high. I think, how far are you from
I think I'm either about 6 from the hardest. So to be honest, when you've got it about midway, you don't really feel much difference compared to a bit higher. But then when you go within the top 4 or 5 settings, that's where the dampening at each setting makes quite a bit of difference. So I went a bit lighter or a bit softer because I got the RX8 anti-roll bars. So when you go side to side there's not as much roll, but you can have a bit of a softer ride by lowering the dampening. So I kind of went for that rather than having it really high dampening and the RX8 roll bars as well. It's just a setup that works for me. I've tried it with a higher dampening, but it just seems to don't grip quite as well. A tiny bit of roll helps a bit. Oh, there's a ton on there.
Nice. Sounds good. Sounds good. What else can we discuss? Oh, future mods.
Yeah, well, there is one key mod which I was going to do, or I might still be doing. It's been in the pipeline for about a year, which was the Stage 1 Rotrex Supercharger kit. So I bought it last December, and when we're filming this it is the end of October, so I've had the kit for about 10 months now. Basically when I bought it the Mx5 was in storage. I didn't get it out till March, April time, and then the insurance was quite expensive, plus I found out my engine was burning oil. So when I got a quote for fitting the supercharger, it wasn't much more to basically get the engine fully rebuilt at the same time. So I kind of just thought, you know what, I'm enjoying the sound, I'm enjoying the speed, just enjoy the car for what it is, just rag it round track. Because if the engine needed replacing, it's still going to be the same price to get it rebuilt now, or if I do another 50,000 miles and it needs replacing. So I'm just, like I said, just ragging it round track, enjoying it for what it is, getting more used to the car, how it feels, pushing it a bit more around corners. So still potential to do it. I'm going to wait till next year to see if insurance comes down and kind of judge it from that, and maybe see if I can take a ride in someone else's stage 1 supercharged NC and see if I definitely want it, because the noise of a supercharger itself is it's like, it sounds like a spaceship. Because I got taken in Mx5 Gaz, he has his is stage 2, but I could get the vibe of what the supercharger sound was like from that, and that made me want to get one purely for the noise. But again, I'm 50-50 because the setup that I've got has the standard manifold, and I've heard that you can run it with a standard manifold, but you just run a bit less power, which I'm not too fussed about, but people still say it'll just blow the cat out eventually. So it's either do that and keep the noise that I like, or put a decap manifold on so I can have the current map that the separate ECU has, so it'd run about 235. I've been a bit 50-50 about which road to go down, so it might just be something I decide next year, and if it does, you guys will definitely know about it. That'll have supercharged badges, stickers on the car, have my bonnet up at car shows, you'll hear it when I'm pulling in, I'll be revving it so you can hear it. But currently the supercharger is all tucked away, not on a car currently.
So yeah, I can't wait to actually have a go in that as well once he finally gets it done. That'd be nice.
But if I don't get it done, I want it to go in Jack's car, because he's got a 2.5, and that would go to around 300 if you went stage 1, or 360ish if you went stage 2. That would just be crazy fast.
That'd be it'd be quite nice to have that, to be fair. But I'm enjoying mine with 2.5 at the moment, so it's enough power for me. I'm okay with it. Watch out for that puddle. Yeah,
we might have to do a video at some point showing you the difference between the standard 2 litre and a 2.5 with a manifold and a tune. Do a bit of a comparison speed wise between mine and Jack's.
Yeah.
To show you guys the difference.
Any other mods? I think he's got some rev dials that you need to fit.
With the ECU, that's linked to some separate dials. So with them dials, I thought I'll just have a bit of a mess around with them, take them apart. And I got the ones from Jazz Performance. They're like a reflective silver. It looks really nice, and I've always wanted them. They had like a bit of a retro vibe to it. And I splashed for cash to get them. I've sprayed the outside of the rings. I've done them a different colour, but again, I was going to try them on my current setup, but I've just not been bothered to do it. I'd just rather go out and enjoy the car. What else? When I'm getting the engine rebuilt, I've got a Mishimoto aluminium radiator to fit. I've got a stage 1 XED clutch, or XED, I don't know how you pronounce it. That'll be getting fit at the same time. I've also got silicone hoses, a 20-piece set which attached to like the coolant expansion tank, the radiator, all different parts of the engine. You can see a few on the top and most of them are underneath. So I've got quite a few things to fit, but again, it'll all mainly happen when I'm getting my engine rebuilt and the supercharger fit. Apart from that, I'm just enjoying it for what it is, but for right now she's going to be getting tucked away, and I think it's the right weather to tuck her away, to be honest. So we hope you've enjoyed this video, guys. We did a bit of an outro in the previous clip, but it went really dark, so we don't know if we're going to keep that bit in. So this is either a first farewell or a second farewell, and basically just seeing if you enjoyed the video. Drop us a comment if you enjoyed it. If you want to be involved in any of these, definitely let us know. Drop a comment or message us on Instagram, and you'll be able to basically let us know. We might be able to sort something out. But hopefully you've enjoyed the first episode of Modified MX5. I'm Sam. This is Jack.
Yep, I'm Jack.
And we will speak to you guys soon.
Yep, well, just message us, either me, Sam, or on the MX5 Modified channel, because we've got a few people lined up who want to do this, just to kind of show everyone the cars, because you see everyone's cars on Instagram, but you don't see them in person. We don't see them through video. I feel like the best way to see a car is through video, because we can go around it, show off good points, show off bad points, and just have a look in it and have a drive, see what it's like.
And you get the owner's perspective about why they've done particular mods, and you get to chat to the owner of the car, get a bit more of a vibe for him, and even make new friends from it.
Yeah. So thanks a lot, guys. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you later.
Take care.